Alright, another video. Say hello to Shimon. Shimon. he's he's very moody, you know. He's like we rescued him from the shelter, and he was in the first days he was very shy, very scared. He was hiding under the heater, and but then he started to get a little bit more familiarity with us, and now he's my friend, but it's on his own terms. He doesn't, if he doesn't want you to pet him, nah, he'll say go away, don't bother me. Yeah. So yeah, let's talk about animals and what we do to them. The tragedy on earth of, like, in the nature they're just brutal, and the animal's life in the nature is brutal. It's so, like, it's unimaginable how much suffering and torture is going on in the nature. And now let's go to what we do to them. Like, first of all, the hypocrisy of it. Like, you're I'll pet my cat and I'll pet my dog, and I love them. I don't want anything to happen to them. I want to, you know, don't want them to get hurt or be harmed. But at the same time, I want to eat my chicken sandwich or you know, my steak. I mean, it's so, the hypocrisy of it is should be enough for any rational person to understand that, hey, wait a minute, I'm petting the cow. Sorry, I'm petting the. You see, I'm petting my dog, and at the same time, I'm gonna pay to torture and slaughter a cow. How does that fit in your head? How can you keep those two views in your head, two inconsistent views in your head? And for what? Like, traditions? Well, your tradition says the dog is your friend, but the cow is food. It doesn't. I go to China then. They eat dogs, and But yeah, that's the thing. It's all just bullshit thrown upon us by our parents, or the people who raised us. That, hey, pet the dog, but eat the chicken, eat the cow. So yeah, that's just one thing what we do to them. It's just horrible. Like, it's the worst crime in the world is breeding someone into existence. If people haven't figured that out yet, I don't know where you'll go with your logic if you can't figure out the basic fact that the worst crime in the world is breeding someone into existence. And animals are someone. They are individuals. They have they have the they have a brain which will manifest consciousness, and they have sentience which gives them the ability to feel pain and torture, and to be relieved, to be comforted. So those are the important things, and they possess them. The cat possesses them, the dog possesses them, the cow possesses them, the chimpanzee possesses them, the rats possess them. They all have sentience, and their experience is meaningful. You can't just say it's just a mouse, stomp it. It's just a chicken. Yeah, just kill it and let's have fried chicken. It's just a fox. Let's torture it and use its fur so that we can wear it and look all fashion. Oh, I'm done. I have my fashion thing covered. You don't realize what the real price of it was. At first, you're paying a preposterous price for clothing, which should be like, hey, why the fuck do I need to wear expensive clothes? And on top of it, the real price is the animal was bred into existence for this reason, for your silly, stupid, trivial notion in your head that I feel so good. Oh, I have this, I'm wearing the leather jacket. Look, I look so sexy. Fuck you. You look, you're an asshole if you think that it's a you know, benign expenditure. No, it costs, and the real price again, the real currency is not money. It's the pain and suffering. That's the real currency here. That's what you have to pay for your comfort. And when we breed them into, we breed them and we test on them. We test these products on them. We test our medicines on them. And fuck you, who gave you the right? Who gave you human beings the right to do this? Might makes might makes right. Like what's your logic? So aliens can come here, and they'll incarcerate you, and they'll do all these experiments on you, and then they'll just kill you and dispose you off, and they'll keep breeding you for this purpose. Would you be okay with that? Would you say yes, yes, it's fine? It's the aliens need to do this. There's you know their their life is important, is so much important that it's worth our pain and suffering. Yes, torture us. I'm sure you're gonna be like, no, fuck this, get out of here, or at least anesthetize us before you do this. Like, what's your, and you can see what's, I can, like, there are a lot of videos. I can point them out to you. You can watch them, and you won't even be able to see what we do to the monkeys in these scientific, medical labs. What we do to the mouse. We inject them with cancer. Like, it's so fucked up. And for what? For the continuation of your species? You people think, you human beings think that you're that fucking important? Fuck you. How dare you? That's all I have to say. Like, and it's like, that's one, like, that's a one big price being paid for our trivial expenditures of clothes, of our medicines, and what we do to our the zoos and all this crap. It's the circuses. It's so fucked up what we do to these individuals. They're individuals just like us. They feel pain, they feel fear, they feel anxiety, they feel all of this stuff. It's not like you're torturing nothing. You're torturing a being whose experience has just as much value as your experience has. And then you're like, nah, I don't care. I don't care. I only care about myself. They're gonna, they're gonna, you know, keep doing it anyway. So might as well just no. So if everybody else is gonna be an asshole, that gives you the right to. All right, I'll be an asshole as well because everybody else is an asshole. Don't you see? Any argument you give is stupid. There is no argument. There is no counter argument to the fact that what we do to animals is unjustifiable. We breed them in this fucking world in the first place, and then on top of it we torture them for our silly trivial bullshit. Oh, I love my bacon sandwich. Fuck you. Get fucking real. Come on, grow up. What are you even thinking about? And I used to be like I was grown up in a in a Muslim fucktards family, and these cunts, they had this day. It's called Eidul Azha, where they teach them, they ingrained this in my head when I was a fucking kid. They You go to the 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 businessmen who are selling these animals, who have bred them the whole year, and now the days are here before the Eid ul Azha. So what they do is you go and you buy a cow or a goat or a camel or a sheep. Buy it. That again. This is right off the bat. It's so fucked up. You buy that animal to sacrifice it, which is slaughtering it right in front of all their friends, everyone, and you slaughter it, perfectly conscious, because the Islamic way is, that's they won't feel pain if you cut their throats when they're conscious. I mean, what's the science behind it, you fucking idiots? So what they did was, this is a personal thing. I like my parents, my father. He was like, "All right, let's go." We used to go a week before the Eid ul Azha day, and we used to buy a couple of goats, you know. And I mean, I feel so sad now that they were so kind animals. They didn't wanted to harm me. They didn't want to do anything to me. All they wanted was to be taken care of. And I remember I got so attached to my goats that we used to have leashes on them, you know, threads, and we used to walk them around, and and they one time the goat became such a good friend of mine that I didn't even have to put on the leash. He used to just follow me, and because he knew he's my friend, you know, he knew he can trust me. And on the day you show them betrayal, all right, get the butcher here, but he imagine being the goat in this situation, being exploited, then being played that, hey, we're your friends, we will take care of you, and then you slaughter them. And they slaughtered the goat right in front of me, and then my mother, and you know everybody in my family, they made the you know barbecue out of it, and they enjoyed it. And now that I've deprogrammed that bullshit, I look back at it and I'm like, What the fuck is wrong with human beings? I mean, you taught betrayal to the kid. That, yeah, play the game, be all kind and, helpful to the animal, and then slaughter it. So, yeah, that's what we're doing to them. We breed them here, and then we do this to them. And what's the argument for this? What like let's all of these other things aside, clothing, animal testing. Let's go to diet now. Like first of all, it's not about your health. I would say even if it takes 20 years of your life, I would still say you're obligated to be to live a vegan lifestyle as practicable as you can. You know, reduce your consumption as much as you can, and recognize that hey, if I, it's not, it's like, it's a ethical issue. Like beating your wife is a bad thing. So it's not like, all right, I'll beat my wife only once a week now. It can't sit in my head. How the fuck will it sit in your head? So for it's not about your health. That's the first thing. And the second thing is, even if it fucks up your health, I would still say the torture that is being caused to these animals, it's not worth your life. It's not worth your extra 20 years of doing stupid shit. Fuck you. You're not accomplishing anything. You human beings, you don't need to exist. And neither do these animals, I agree. But even you don't need to exist. You're just living an addiction, a contrivance in your head, and you're not paying attention to the real price being paid. So yeah, don't be an asshole. And even like, just even if you want to bring up the health thing, like the first question that these cunts give is, oh, where do you get your protein from if you don't eat meat? I mean, you people are that stupid. Where do you think the cow gets the cow you eat gets its protein from? Where does it get it from? Where? Why do you want to breed them for your protein? And first of all, like if you look at the science, we, the body makes its own protein and everything. All fruits and vegetables, they have adequate amounts of protein. And if you really want extra protein, you can get vegan protein shakes, and you can tofu, lentils. I don't want to. There are a lot of other people who make videos about veganism and health. You can watch Duran Rider's channel, or you can watch Freely's channel. They make all of that. I don't want to get into all of that. My argument is simple. It's causing unnecessary. Your action, your payment, is causing unnecessary harm, and you should be rational enough to recognize that hey, I shouldn't pay for unnecessary harm. Fuck that. And if I'm paying for it, then I should at least recognize it and say, hey, I'm addicted to eating this stuff. I was indoctrinated in it, but I don't support it. I say that I vote against it. I vote against eating animals. And yeah, I eat them, but at least recognize that I'm an asshole for doing that. And that's the thing. Once you start recognizing it, you're like, man, I shouldn't be an asshole. I shouldn't be an hypocritical cunt. Come on. And that's the simple argument. So, yeah, it's the health thing is it like I've been living a vegan lifestyle, a plant based, I've been eating plant based 95%, I would say, because there's cross contamination, and even the I love potatoes. The potato farms, there are a lot of rodents are killed, and I agree with all of that. And that's why I'm against this whole life thing. I said no, don't play another round. It's fucked up. It's too messy. It causes way too much harm, and that's the most vegan thing. The most, the best sort of vegan activism is stopping people from having kids, because that's how you fix the problem. That's one thing. So again, but that's irrelevant. The thing is, the subject is, you have these options, and it's so simple. It's not like, oh, I can't find vegan substitutes and this that. My diet is basically potatoes, pasta, bread, and rice, and tomato sauces, which are mostly, all of them are vegan. That's it. It's so easy. And don't be an asshole. Don't give yourself look yourself in the mirror and say, come on, what am I saying? I can't live without cheese? What the fuck? I know they have quesomorphine in it and it's addictive, but hey, I quit it. And at least just be honest and say, it's just like it's one thing if the smoker is, I'm smoking and this and that, and he recognizes that, hey, it's bad for my health, and people shouldn't be addicted to it. But once you're like, no, smoke, it's good for you, it's good for you. Like, why the fuck will you not be against it, even if you are a smoker? And that's the whole argument. Why the fuck won't you be against consuming and exploiting animals? Even if you're eating a bacon sandwich, you can be eating a bacon sandwich and say the exact same things what I've just said, and the argument will stand, because it's the argument. It's not about the messenger, it's about the argument, and that should be recognized. So, what else? I mean, the numbers are pretty dismal, what we do to them, and the reasons given. I don't see any reason for continuing, you know, buying these products or supporting these products or not doing something to end this, end this whole cycle of suffering. They say, oh, it's the cycle of life. The cow eats the grass, and then we no, it's the cycle of suffering. You can eat the grass yourself, direct, get the nutrients from there. And they say, no, you can't get all the nutrients from that. It's the argument can only be made for B12, and I would, even that is, you know, it gets, there's different views about it, but yeah, just take a fucking supplement for fuck's sake and shut the fuck up. Go vegan, motherfuckers. Go vegan.